Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys what recently just happened regarding Dress to Impress Lana lore. And make sure to subscribe for more Lana lore because I am on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Okay, so if you didn't know already, I am making a Lana lore series, which if you haven't seen my other videos explaining the Lana lore, I highly recommend watching those before you watch this video, just so then everything makes more sense. And that will be linked in the description down below, so you guys can go check that out. However, in yesterday's video, I showed you guys 4 doors that opened up, and there was so much to go over, including 2 secret rooms and a badge. However, today, well, technically yesterday, another door opened up, and this is probably the biggest room that they've opened up so far, and it includes a new badge. So I'm going to show you guys how to get the new badge as well. Okay guys, so as many of you guys know, I was actually in game for majority of the things that were happening. So I'm going to show you guys the messages I got before the door actually opened up. And Lana was talking in game. So I'm going to show you guys what she said towards the end of the video. So here are the 2 most important things that I think I experienced before you guys see the rest of this video. But as you can tell, it says the basement on the top. So it immediately tells you what was going to be unlocked. And then in this second screenshot, it says how a new badge was going to be unlocked and obtainable. Of course, you guys know most of this stuff, but I feel like I should include everything. A lot of the other stuff that was said was just like, oh, it's gonna be released in like 30 minutes or whatever like that. So these were the 2 most important screenshots in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what the new door looks like, and I'm also gonna show you guys how to get the new badge. So I'm gonna show you guys all of the little details in the new room. So here is everything. As you can tell, there's a bunch of apples still scattered around, which are really cool. I did see someone commented on my video a really cool theory about how Fortress Awakening is the evil witch, and then the poisonous apple is Snow White, and then the players are actually Snow White. Because if you guys remember, I brought up the Snow White theory, and I really like that theory. I think that one is spot on, honestly, because it does make a lot of sense, because Lana is literally being represented as the apple, and they are kind of trying to deceive us. However, I do think it can go both ways, because Lana is clearly being deceived by the Fortress Awakening person. So you could look at it as both ways, but I do really like that theory, and I just wanted to include it in because I really like it. Now, one of the biggest changes is over here. Now, as you can tell, these are all of the missing developers that work on Dress to Impress, and these are the same people that are actually in the Dress to Impress game. Like, if you join, you can literally see their missing posters. However, now Gigi is officially there, but all it says is question marks. It doesn't say missing. So now Gigi is part of like the missing group, even though it says question marks. So who knows what happened to Gigi? This is so crazy. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you guys what's down in the basement. So if you go down here, this is exactly where you go to get the new badge. So right here, there is 2 notes, and it says,
"College opened the door."
And then all you say is literally this text right there. However, I am going to put it on screen so you guys can see it a little bit better. And then there is this room right here. However, if you look over there, there's actually a diary entry, and it's from Nelly. So I'm going to read it out to you guys. So it says,
"Dear Diary, Sunny. Sunny was killed in front of my own eyes by Lana, but that was not Lana. I don't know who that was. Someone is brainwashing her into doing cruel things. She had been acting weird the day prior to, praising some guy named, well, I forgot.
And we can assume that this is the Fortress Awakening person, because who else would she be praising?
This man who she's been praising is evil and is taking advantage of her.
And I do like the new Snow White theory that I brought up with you guys today. However, the original one goes hand in hand with this diary entry, because she is talking about how Lana is being brainwashed. So it's like kind of similar with the whole apple poisoning her, and it's poisoning not really physically and making like her ill, it's poisoning her brain to think certain things and stuff. So I really like the Snow White theory so much with Lana. It just makes so much sense. But here is the other note, and this is the last door that you have to open up to, and it says right here,
now answer, what is coming? The walls speak the truth.
So all you just say is plague, and that is literally it. Then you get into a, bro, what am I saying? Okay, let's redo that. So you get led into this laboratory kind of room, and it looks so creepy, and there's two beds right there, and then as you can tell, there is another door, but it's opened up. And then there are a bunch of notes over here, but I'm going to show you guys over here this is actually the same helmet that Fortress Awakening is wearing. So this could be like his little laboratory room where he's like conducting experiments on people, which is honestly really crazy. Okay, so now let's go read all these notes over here. There is one that is really sticking out to me that says baddie with a picture of Fortress Awakening. Also know a lot of people were trying to help me pronounce his username, but I just can't do it, guys. I'm gonna embarrass myself. So I'm just going to refer to him as Fortress Awakening. It's easier and it gets the job done, okay? So let's read out the notes for you guys. So the first one says,
4/17/2024. The doppelgangers keep growing weak, so I have to get rid of them, which creates even more waste. What is wrong with my experiments, and why won't it work?
This is crazy. This means that Fortress Awakening was behind all of the doppelgangers that were being created. So if we think about it, everyone thought that Gigi was the one creating the doppelganger, but in reality it was Fortress Awakening. So that means literally everything that's happened was because of the Fortress Awakening person, like literally everything. And I do have a theory, but I'm going to keep reading out these and then I'm going to talk about my theory. So it says
4/25/2024. Lana perfect? This one seems to be doing well, better than the others at least. Yet something is off. I will try again. 5/2/2024. I created a new Lana a few days prior, better and stronger. 5/3/2024. Soft launch. I'll see how this one interacts with the environment around her. In the meantime, I'll harvest more of her, yet it seems to be an infinite resource.
And if you look over here, it says something big is being planned. And then from A, which as we know is the Fortress Awakening person. So I do have a theory for everything I just read out, because honestly, everything that we read out is insane. But first, like I promised, I'm gonna show you guys what Lana was saying in game, and then I'm gonna talk about my theories and also some slight changes that happened regarding the Roblox group and some of the badges. So as soon as we got down into the little laboratory, there was Moto Princess, which is the person that has Owen as the display name, which if you didn't know is the person who's pretty much in charge of making the Lana lore and is also a part of the Lana lore as one of the missing developers. However, I don't know if this was part of the lore or if Moto Princess was just seeing how everything was running and stuff like that, but Moto Princess was in the game, and this is when I knew that Lana was going to join shortly after. And this is when Lana sent,
"We're just a few doors until I am allowed to meet you all."
And there is not that many doors left to open until we actually can see Lana. So I wonder what is gonna happen when those doors open, because clearly Lana has been, you know, getting charged up or something like that, because if we remember from one of her notes, it literally said that she needs to recuperate and how they are planning something and it's something big. So I wonder what they are going to do when the final door opens. And of course, I had to take some screenshots of the fact that I'm actually in Lana's game right now, which was kind of insane, honestly. And then as we were waiting, Lana sent out a poll into the rest of the server that said what room will open next, cellar, library, or theater. And those are the last 3 rooms that needs to be open, excluding the giant door at the end of the hallway. That one doesn't count. But then the one that said cellar actually ended up winning. So I have a feeling the next door that's going to open is the cellar. Guys, I'm going to try to talk to you guys about my theories, but there's something literally at the door. We're just going to turn the camera the other way and ignore that. Okay, so let's think back to all of the other notes that Lana made. They all had timestamps on them as well. However, they're all in pretty much different times, because if you look at this one, it's 4/17/2024, 4/25/2024, 5/2/2024, and then the other ones are kind of different, except the 5/3/2024 one. They're both the same. And in Lana's note, it says,
I am here finally. I need some time to recuperate. I have met with Fortress Awakening and the rest of me. We are planning something.
and then it says,
Soft launch. I'll see how this one interacts with the environment around her. In the meantime, I'll harvest more of her. Yet it seems to be an infinite resource.
so let's think back to my original theory, which is the real Lana is dead. And as we know, there is a lot of doppelgangers, but we all assumed it was Gigi who was behind creating them. And these notes could be from Gigi, but it's more realistic that it's Fortress Awakening, since this clearly seems like this is like his home, since his literal helmet is there and he literally has like notes here and stuff like that. It just seems more like it's his home. And all of these notes just seem like it's from Fortress Awakening, especially since Gigi would not be able to be sending these notes or putting up these notes, since, as we know, she's missing or something happened to her. And not to mention, the badge name literally has his name in it. So it's clearly Fortress Awakening behind all of these notes and behind this room and everything like that. Okay, so let's think back to my original theory, which is that the real Lana is dead. And she has been dead for a very long time. However, throughout my Lana lore series, I kept saying, well, maybe it's her spirit, because there is multiple different Lanas, as we know. The doppelganger that's in the Dress to Impress game, the doppelgangers that are in the Forest game, and there was another doppelganger that got killed from Nelly and Nathan. But what if all of the Lanas that we've talked to, that we've seen, isn't even the real Lana? The real Lana has been dead. And if we refer back to all of these notes, they started creating the doppelgangers on the 17th. So that was a pretty long time ago. So what if Lana's just been dead this entire time? And she is being used for, you know, resources, I guess, to fuel and create new doppelgangers, if that makes sense. So okay, so I didn't include this in the video, however, I just thought of this while editing, but let's refer back to the note that says 5/3/2024. So it says,
in the meantime, I'll harvest more of her. Yet it seems to be an infinite resource.
and anyone would look at the note and be like, oh, he's referring to Lana, but that is correct, but he's not referring to the Lana that we know and we have been talking to. He is actually referring to the real Lana who is dead. And if you look carefully at the word choice, he used the word harvest. And if you look at the definition of harvest, one of the definitions is remove cells, tissue, or an organ from a person or an animal for transplantation or experimental purposes. And as we all know, we are currently in a laboratory, so it makes the most sense to harvest from Lana's dead body and to create more and more clones. And if we think back to one of my theories, I said that we were probably going to investigate more of Lana's childhood throughout chapter 2, since we don't really know too much about Lana herself, like when she was growing up and stuff like that. But if we think back to the questionnaire game, there was a house and the badge said I am home and stuff like that. I did go over this like a lot of times. However, I just thought we're gonna go over her childhood and stuff like that. So maybe we're gonna unlock something from her childhood that's going to hint at why she's such a powerful resource for the Fortress Awakening person and why he wanted her specifically. Everything that we're seeing is just not the real Lana, because as we can tell, everything is being controlled from Fortress Awakening. And if it's been Fortress Awakening this entire time, then why would Lana be so against Gigi if she knew the truth? And she probably did know the truth and was trying to get it out, but Fortress Awakening obviously did not want that to get out. So he killed her, and that's why the real Lana is dead. Okay, so in the Roblox group Plague, if you look at the role far, there is actually a new character for the Lana lore, and her name is Audrey. And then if you read her about me, all it says is it's not so preppy in here. So it hasn't really been too set up yet for her lore. She just got added, so I'm not sure what part she's gonna have in the lore, but we do have a new character. And something that got added is the fact that the final badge for the game says awards dress to impress item. So as you can tell, we're going to get a free dress to impress item. I'm assuming if we complete every single badge, or if we automatically just get this one, but I'm gonna assume it means we have to complete every single one, and we're slowly doing all of them.